Home sales activity continued to remain above historical averages throughout the month of October. However, the supply of homes available for sale has dipped to lows we haven't seen in over 3 years. I'm Adina Dragasanu with OAKWYN Realty, and here's your November 2021 market update. Let's start off looking at sales. Residential home sales in the month of October were up 11% relative to September, and relative to last year, they were down about 5%. If we look at this relative to historical averages, we see that our sales were up over 22% over the 10-year average for the month of October. While buyers have been more active than we typically see this time of year, it's a different story for sellers. Looking at the pace of new homes being listed for sale, in the month of October, this number is down 22% relative to what we saw in September, and it's down over 27% relative to what we saw this time last year. This brought the total supply of homes available for sale down 13% relative to what we saw in September, and it's down more than 35% what we saw this time last year. Let's take a look at how these shifts in supply and demand play out in our sales to active listings ratio, which is a leading indicator we watch to see whether prices are on their way up or down. This ratio had remained steady all the way from June to September at about 35%, and it finally increased again in October, sitting at 43.5%. As you recall, we typically start seeing downward pressure on prices when this ratio is below 12%, and we start seeing upward pressure on prices when this ratio is over 20% for a sustained period of time. If we look at how this breaks down by property type, we see that this ratio has increased across the board for all sectors. We have townhomes currently sitting at 64%, then condos at 47%, and detached homes at 34%. And as predicted by this ratio, we have in fact seen upward pressure on prices. If we look at the HPI benchmark price for all property types, it increased 1.1% relative to September, and it's up almost 15% relative to October of last year. If we look at how this breaks down by property type, we see that prices increased across the board by 1.1 to 1.2%. And relative to October of last year, we see that detached prices are up 20.5%, townhomes are up 18.5%, and condos are up 9.5%. So what does this mean for you? If you're a buyer in the marketplace, you can expect to continue seeing increased competition for a limited supply of homes available for sale, which means that prices will likely continue to edge upwards over the next few months. If you've been thinking of selling, although this time of year isn't typically a great time to list your place on the market as we head into the holidays, now might be actually a great time to take advantage of these low inventory levels and high buyer demand. If you've been thinking of making a move, get in touch and let's help you create a plan to take advantage of this market. And to stay up to date with what's going on in the market, be sure to subscribe here on YouTube, or you could follow me on Instagram at adina.yvr. That's it for now. Have a great rest of November, and I can't wait to see you in December.